everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another Ben 10 Omniverse reaction for you guys. This is Season 4, Episode 4. Of course, we're not know the title until I get into the episode. All I'm asking for is a better episode than last week because, oh my god, I was not prepared for another Ma Riddle episode with the Pretty Boys and all that nonsense. It was just, wow. Wow, that episode was bad. Now, understand, when I say bad, I don't mean like 0 out of 10 or whatever. It was like 4 out of 10, 5 if I'm being nice. Because there were some funny-ass moments, because you had Ben's mom at the same time trying to make food for him and Rook loves it and Ben doesn't like it. And then she's chasing them around, trying to bring the leftovers and all that. And it really was Ben's mom that helped save the day, because Ma Riddle was going to blow up the sun over one pretty boy that was taken by her own sons. It wasn't anybody else or was stolen. It was because of just the Riddle brothers took one of the pretty boys, and she's like, I'm going to blow up the sun. Okay. So Ben's mom saved the day by telling her, you're not going to take my son away from me. It's like, oh shit, oh shit. Okay. So all I'm asking for is just a better episode. That's all I'm asking. It's simple. It is simple, because the episode prior was pretty damn good. And then, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Anyways, let's just get into it. Let's see what happens. And please, something good. Please, that's all I'm asking for. I mean, come on. It's the last show in this continuity. I want some goodness. Is that so much to ask for? I guess it is, apparently. Anyways, let's get into now. Let's see what they do with this episode, guys. Let's go.
Oh,
what?
Just right.
Don't they sell anything besides disgusting alien food down here?
Like burgers?
Like...
Ben 10. Why is he running? Who is that?
I can't handle with what?
Damn.
Ben.
That guy looks familiar for some reason.
Monster handling.
Let's drag this out.
Oh, welcome back.
Dinner I'm in no hurry to get to.
Just run his ass over.
Now, Ben. Max, I'm so glad I found you.
Oh my god.
This monster is a Phil?
Phil, what happened to you?
Dude, this is crazy.
Remember? You saw it 5 years ago. They used me as a test subject. But
Oh,
the Omnitrix
yeah,
was too
yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah,
I
okay.
went completely berserk. I found myself transported back to the...
Dude. He turned back pretty quick.
He went up and out. Come on.
That's why he looks familiar, because he was that alien at one point that, I forget whatever it is, but yeah.
I don't think being gentle was what he had in mind.
Exactly.
It never sat easy with me that we left Phil in the null void the first time.
Throwing a car, typical.
Phil, I know you're in there.
Not feedback. Oh, oh, oh! Wow, dude. It's cool to see this alien back. It's been a while.
Partner, don't you remember your old...
Wait, what? Shit, oh shit. Oh, that was cool. There you go.
Surprise!
Oh.
Change into feedback again.
He tried.
Know if I can.
Stop the car.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Let him kill me.
Hey, itsy bitsy.
Itsy bitsy.
Hurry, Ben. Okay, now that we got him.
Yeah, but what are you gonna
What do we
do?
do with him?
Help me.
Don't let him out
There's only
just
one
yet.
place secure enough to hold Phil.
It's unfortunate it has to be in the cell, but yeah.
Specimen.
He's attaching wires to Phil's safe. He might siphon the energy.
We know what we're doing.
Debatable at
We should
best.
just toss him back where he came from. He's gaming us.
Max
Shit,
seems
Ben
to
doesn't trust him. Ooh.
and I believe he is not the first monster to return from the null void.
And you say Phil wore the Omnitrix once?
Yes. Do you suppose it scrambled his DNA and...
Phil, how are you doing?
Are you okay, Maxie?
I thought you said those sensors were passive. Unplug him, now!
Unplug.
How can we be so stupid?
Hold him!
Shit.
for Pete's sake.
He's gonna get you. Oh.
You need to snap hold of it.
Shit.
Oh, man. You want energy so bad? Take it.
Uh-oh.
We're getting you contained before you turn into that monster again.
There hasn't been a fill in this body for years.
Oh.
Suckers.
Shit.
Knew you've
Yep.
been faking it.
Do something. Just standing there just looking at it. Stop him. There you go.
Nice try, kid.
That's not gonna work.
You okay, son?
Wake up.
I'm sorry, Grandpa.
This sucks. But
No. You were right, Ben.
Really, Max? Come and say goodbye to your old friend Phil?
yes, they are. Yeah.
Concussives only.
Okay, Omnitrix. For real this time.
Something good, please.
I'm a Megabot?
Oh my god.
You're the reason I keep getting electric aliens?
I need to feed.
So that's why he's turning all electric types. Okay. Letting all them out. Oh no. Over here. Ben Tennyson! What is that?
Null void projector?
Exactly. Oh, yep, go back. I mean, that makes sense, right? I was like, how are they going to stop him? Goodbye.
Go hero or go home, right?
Yeah, sure. And there you have it, guys. And yes, a better episode of Ben 10 Omniverse. So it was a win. This was a win. I wasn't expecting the return of Phil, but it makes sense because they did showcase him in a flashback where he was the original, or at least like a test subject, if you will, of the Omnitrix. And he was that kind of spider creature, which now he's like a version of it, but on two legs whenever he does turn into the creature now. But we see him for a brief moment, and I actually forgot about it until they showed the flashback. I'm like, oh, Phil was there. And then he was like taken away some sort of red portal, and he was thrown to the null void. And then he stayed there, and now he's out somehow. They didn't explain how he's out, but he was somehow in Undertown going crazy, and then he's able to revert back to the body of Phil, but it's not actually him. And there's no explanation of who exactly is in Phil's body now, or who's in control in terms of the mind or the, whatever, the body of Phil to turn to this creature. I'm guessing it's the creature itself or whatever, or like this, something to do with the Omnitrix, I'm guessing, and probably also being stuck in the null void. There's something else at play here. But he pretends and gets on Max's good graces in terms of like making him believe Phil is redeemable, right? Because Phil, I remember when he was first introduced in the show way back in the day of this continuity, where he was, okay, he's Max's, plumber, partner from back in the day. Like, and I loved seeing the flashback with him, and I believe that was him and Grandpa Max with a young Vilgax. Made me go, I want a plumber show. I want a young Grandpa Max plumber show. Why can't we not have that? We need to have it. Anyways, I'd go on that tirade forever. But he still believes that maybe there's something in there, even though he betrayed Max when he was first introduced in terms of like the continuity of the Ben 10 universe, in terms of like this character now being a part of the lore, if you will. And now he's back, and I like the small scene between Ben and Rook, where they already have him locked up, and of course, you have a Blue Chick or whatever the names are, the two gray matters are in there, and they're kind of doing some tests. The small scene between Ben's like, hey, I just don't buy it, and Rook's like, oh, you wait, what? He's like shocked. It's because Rook, I think at times, is just shocked at some of the things that Ben says, or is just taken aback, or doesn't understand the I guess like the literal sense of it at times, because sometimes Ben will say words and he doesn't understand. Like, what do you mean by duck? Like what's this do like an animal? Like, stuff like that. But then you have these kind of moments where Ben says something like that, and Rook is somebody who thinks about a lot of logical like outcomes of certain things and thinks things through at least more clearly than Ben clearly does, as we know as a character. But sometimes Rook is still surprised by the notion of someone having a thought that I don't think occurs to him that could be a thing. Because you would think with how Rook is very strategic at times, tries to think everything through. With Ben saying, "I just don't trust Phil. I don't trust what's happening here. I think he's trying to trick us. Think something's up here. Something's wrong." The fact that Rook was like, "What?" It makes me wonder, like, maybe Rook's kind of blind spot is Max, and so much so that when Grandpa Max says something, or he has an opinion or viewpoint of something, or says something, Rook doesn't really question it, or doesn't really think about it, like, because he sees Grandpa Max as probably a kind of like hero kind of figure, and he doesn't want to kind of go against that. That's my kind of thinking, is that's what's happening here. He's just like, okay, well, Max believes this Phil guy. Could be like a Kevin situation where he was stuck in the null void, he was pulled out, and now look where Kevin is now in terms of being a part of, you know, the new team and everything for 2 shows, and has been a part of the show a little bit here and there. So maybe Rook is thinking, okay, well, if Max thinks this about Phil, then I'm going to believe it too. I'm going to go with it. Not realizing that Grandpa Max has openly admitted he has been wrong before. He has been wrong before, but I don't think Rook is just, you know, really thinking that through. He's just like, okay, well, Max says it, so I'm going to go with that. But then he was thrown off, and then you know, thankfully Max tells Ben, "You're right. I should have known something was up, or I should have thought more about this whole situation." I liked throughout the episode, and sorry we're getting into this way now into the review here, but I like the fact we got to see pretty much, I think, all of Ben's aliens that are electricity based, which by the way, we got to see him become a megawatt, which has been a bit, and then he became, and I think I saw the name here. Let me actually mute the audio because I have the credits pulled up here. Let me play this little part here. Okay. Yes, Shock Squatch was back. Frankenstrike. So that must be the name of the character or that alien, because when we got introduced to that alien, I don't think there was actually a name for it at the time when it was introduced, the Frankenstein one, right? The Frankenstein monster alien. But now they're calling it Frankenstrike. But they actually had a good point in a reasoning. The whole like energy that they explained surrounding Phil causes the Omnitrix to really screw up. So the Omnitrix is always giving him a different electric alien. So it's really cool to see them go through all the electric aliens, and for the Omnitrix to be affected in a way to where it's only giving those specific kind of aliens. So I wonder, in the hypothetical, what other kind of situation could Ben be in where like the Omnitrix only gives him a certain kind of alien that is kind of relatively similar to the other ones. In terms of this case, all these aliens are electric based in terms of their attacks, powers, all that. So I wonder like what else they could do in terms of something like this down the road, if they were to do something else like this where the Omnitrix is only giving Ben a certain kind of aliens that are kind of related to each other in terms of that sense, kind of like the electric one here. So it was really cool to see that, to see something a little bit different in terms of that. Yeah, I think Phil's gone for. I don't think we're ever going to see the character again. I think, you know, being sent back to the Null Void and kind of ending on that note where Max is kind of done with Phil and doesn't trust him anymore, knowing it's not really Phil because Phil hasn't been in this body for years. Phil hasn't been here for years. So I just don't see a reason or any sort of story point that would make sense for Phil to return. So I'm assuming this is done. This is it. This is done. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But anyways, had a good time with this episode. It was better than last week's. That's all I'm asking for. Thankfully, it was better than last week because, man, if we would have had another bad episode, I would have been so disappointed and frustrated, but thankfully it didn't happen. So anyways, guys, what'd you think of the episode? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to see what happens next in the world, of course, of Ben 10 Omniverse. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.